Welcome back, YouTube. It is a great day to be different. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show you guys how to be different. And believe me, this one is definitely different. So as you can see, he came in with a mohawk, a very, very long, thick mohawk. And Pops wants to cut it off. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and cut this off. We're going to give him a bald drop fade. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to debulk. So we're going to take all this top off. As you can see, he has a really good texture. Really, really nice textured hair. Came off like butter. This is a number 3 guard. A number 3 guard closed against the grain. I go against the grain because that is the easiest way for me, in my opinion, to give him a much more even look all at once. So going against the grain helps debulk without going too low. That way I can see all the patches. I can see the hair growth. As you can see, I combed it, laid it down after we debulked. Gives me a better look, better visual on what we want to do next. So then we snapped on that 1 guard. We went all the way open, giving him that 1.5 look. 1 guard all the way open is damn near a 1.5. So using that 1 guard all the way open, we're going to go with the grain this time. It's going to allow me to lay that hair down just a little bit better, but still keep it dark, keep it consistent, and keep it even. So 1 guard all the way open with the grain, using that brush to keep the hair laying down and clean off any debris, any excessive hair that is in the way. So as you can see right there, with him having that long hair, it is a little patchy on top. So we're going to hit him with this product right here. Some nice foam.
Cadence.
Don't be stingy. Don't be shy. Put a good amount in there. I would try, and my best advice to give to you guys is try not to put too much of this in the area that you're going to be fading. So as you can see right here, I'm just trying to keep it at the top. I'm using my hand to rub in and be very precise on exactly where I want to rub it in, because we are fading at the bottom. Remember, it is a drop bald fade, so we only want to keep it at the top where we're not going to really be doing too much fading, because sometimes depending on which type of foam you use, it will cake up and it is very hard to detail into. So in order to prevent from having a hard time fading, we only put it at the top that we know we aren't going to really be touching, because we already debulked up there. So using a blow dryer and the brush, brushing it in, and at the same time drying it as well. We don't want it to be too hot. Prevent from, use your cool button as much as you can, or your cool setting, because using that blow dryer directly at the head, as long as I did right there, it will hurt your client, which is not what we want. Especially as a kid, we don't want to burn your client. So use your cool setting, brush it in while it's drying, and as you can see how well that laid the hair down. It's still not as smooth as even as I would like it to, but it will get better throughout the haircut. We just needed a foundation. So we're going to go ahead and set in that bald line. It is a drop fade. First step of the fading process. Set that bald line all the way around the head. Remember, it is a drop fade, so it is dropping towards the back. It is a contoured guideline.
Cadence.
Yes, sir. Next step, no guard all the way open. We're going to go up about 1 inch, maintaining that drop in the back, still following our initial guideline, going up about 1 inch all the way around. As you can see, same thing. following it all the way to the other side of the head, making sure it's nice and even. If you do have to go over certain spots more than once, highly recommend. We want to be neat and we want to be consistent. Next step, no guard. Next step, one guard, second notch, as you can see down there represented at the bottom right. And we're going to go up about another inch, still maintaining that drop, contoured look, following our initial guideline. We're going to go up about an inch, as you can see right there. Now you can see all three of our guidelines right there. We're going to go up one more guard, which I rarely use, but in this case, we're playing it a little safe. Again, this is a transformation, so with all that bulk up there and me applying product up there, I'm not really sure what the hair was going to give me. So just to be safe, a safety net, we went ahead and went up with that 1.5 guard. We did start off closed, and if we needed to, we did open our lever just a little bit more. But as you can see right there, it is getting rid of that dark bulk at the top, and it is blending. We are using the roundness and the shape of his head to help blend that into the bulk at the top. Remember, we debulked, laid it down with the grain with the one guard all the way open, so we shouldn't have to go any higher than this 1.5 guard. Wouldn't make sense. Unnecessary. So as you can see right there, it's a little patchy, but the 1.5 guard did do its job. So now we're going to go ahead and drop down to the next guard, which is the 1 guard. And now we are entering our detail process, as you can see down there at the bottom right, represented by the feather. Using nothing but your corners. As you can see, I'm using nothing but that right side of the blade, right side of the guard. And we are feathering out the darker spots. And you can see that coming together real nicely. Next step, we're going to drop down to the half guard. We're going to start off closed, attacking that line that the no guard all the way open left. Starting off closed, working our way up midway, and then eventually all the way open. You can see that right there. That line is coming out, and it is blending very, very well. It's coming together. Yes, sir. And the final step, no guard. We're going to start off all the way closed, attacking that bald line, working our way up midway, and then eventually all the way open. Detail, detail, detail. This part right here, the lever work really, really matters, because as you'll probably notice, I started off closed, and I will be able to stretch this all the way up to the top, over exaggerating and tilting my clipper. As you can see how far I am going up there with no guard. That requires a little bit of confidence. It also requires a little bit of skill and a little bit of experience, man. But you guys can see that fade right there. It looks really, really good. That came together really, really nice. Here goes the other side. I'm gonna let you guys have it. It's the exact same steps. Just so you guys know, I did not skip it. Here goes the other side, and as well as the back. And I will be back for the edge up process. All right, welcome back for the edge up process. As you can see, we're going to start right in the middle, and we will walk it to the left side. It does not matter which side you walk it to first. Me, I'm normally standing on the left, so that is why I start on the left. We're going to go back to the middle of the edge up where we first started, and then we're going to walk it to the right to get it to match the left side of the edge up. Always referring back to the middle because that is where we started. That is our reference points. Tapping and going. So we did not need any hairspray or anything because that foam that we did use at the top earlier to get the hair to lay down also laid down the front edge up for us. Also allows me to eat straight through that hair. Once we get it how we want, we're going to start attacking that vertical bar. Yes, sir. Cleaning off all that baby hairs. Yes, sir. As you guys notice, I am using two different trimmers. That's because one hits a little bit better than the other, and the other one helps clear the hair better than the other. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's very, very hard to explain, but one is also a little bit more sharp than the other. So when I'm gliding across the forehead and doing certain things like that, I don't want it to bite or hurt the child or any client for that matter. So I use one that is a little bit softer than the other for specific parts of the edge up, or for specific parts of the haircut, or for specific parts of the more sensitive areas. But as you can see, we went ahead, attacked both vertical bars, and then we were going to move on to the enhancement stage. So we're going to lay down the wet foundation first. It's going to allow the dry fibers to stick to. Wet foundation first, and then we're going to follow right up with the dry fibers. So the wet foundation is going to give the dry fibers something to stick to, and the dry fibers is going to get rid of that wet shiny look that the wet enhancements leave behind. Very, very important for pictures and very, very important for videos like this. We're going to slap some pencil on it for some contour. Hit them with some hot sauce. It's going to allow me to push that pencil over, give it that razor blade look, that razor blade effect. Very, very important for those barbers who are not confident enough for the razor, or if you just don't want to use a razor for a child like this. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Allows you to give that razor blade look without having to use a razor. Very important, in my opinion, to have multiple different techniques to give you the same look. So again, wet foundation first on this side. Follow up with the dry fibers. Dry fibers going to get rid of that wet shiny look that the wet enhancements leave behind. Give it a much more natural look, natural appeal, in my opinion. Slap some pencil on it for some contour. Hit them with that hot sauce. It's going to allow me to push this pencil. Ooh, yeah, that's hot. I'm already knowing. It's going to allow me to push that pencil over. Give it that razor blade look, that razor blade effect without having to actually use a razor. Ooh, I know it's hot. Yes, sir. Push that pencil over. Nice. It's also going to allow me to clean up any overspray of the wet or dry enhancements, as you can see right there. Going to clean it up just a little bit better. Make those corners pop. Clean off any excessive fibers, spray, or just loose hairs. Use a Q-tip. Then we're going to clean them up with some shears. Give them a little bit of shear work. That's going to clean up any excessive hairs that's hanging over. Man, that looks clean. Eesh, that looks really, really clean from this angle. Man. But you guys remember what he came in looking like. Yes, sir. You guys remember what he come to do. came to be different. Jeez. Yes, sir. That is definitely different. Appreciate you guys for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, do whatever you guys got to do to keep me on your timeline, man. It is Kriispy, and that is Kriispy. We out of here. Peace.